hosted by A.F.F. and Dr. Dave Coy.
GM, and welcome to the Undead Hour Show, Season 2, Episode number 10. I am your host, A.F.F., the 3D-eyed zombie, and I'm joined today by my brother from another mother, Dr. Dave Coyne. As always, how are you today, sir?
GM, I'm doing well. Been a busy week, but I'm excited to get into STK and these legends that we've got with us today. But no, all is well, brother. How are you doing?
Doing great. Glad to hear it. It is officially winter here in New England. I have gotten into my car and gone, fuck. So that's how we know it's the deep, cold part of the season. We are joined today by another person from my same state, Jon Winchell, artist for STK. How you doing today, John?
Good, excited to be here. And yes, it's definitely cold, but spring's coming soon.
Yes, sir. And on the other side, we have another John, WenRolex, STK team member. How are you today, sir?
Good morning. Thanks for having us here, guys. We appreciate it.
Of course.
All
Thanks
good.
for joining.
Welcome, fellas.
So today we're going to talk about the STK project, which you guys have kicked off on Apechain. This project is, in my opinion, reminiscent of the 1980s Garbage Pail Kids. Coincidentally, they do exist in a trash pile within the community. I know that they call each other trashy as a compliment, which is hilarious to me. I really like the vibe of that. Been having a good time hanging out in the Discord and stuff. But the very talented Jon Winchell behind the art here, and WenRolex handling some of the other stuff. The team has been really making some waves in the space, and they are joined additionally with team members from the Bored Ape Council, Aaron Haber and Ernest Lee, who will be popping in later as we get into it. So, happy day, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Good to be here.
Lots to cover. I've been a member of the community since Mint. Definitely been hanging in the Discord, hunting traits, diving into the collection and hanging out. But do you guys want to give us just a little background on the team before we get going?
Well, back in February, I started, I knew I wanted to draw my own project. I was an artist for a couple other projects. Everyone wanted me to, told me I should do my own. So I figured it was time. And I really had a lot of ideas going on. So I started, going through what would I have as the PFP, like what would be the subject matter of the project, and all the, everything's animals, apes, llamas, whatever. So I was trying to think of something that would really be cool in the space. And toys were a big part of my life. And I always, coincidentally, recently I was cleaning out my mother's attic, and I came across a lot of old toys that I had, and some of them that were thrown away. So I missed those. And so I, thought about Garbage Pail Kids. And one day I was thinking of the atom bomb Garbage Pail Kid with the explosion coming out of his head. I was like, you know what? I should do something,
Such a great project.
Yeah, something that means a lot to me was my old toys. And I like Garbage Pail Kids, but I didn't want to totally copy it. So I just kind of, that's what inspired me. And so all the project was, old toys basically that we threw away, and they're sitting in a landfill all around the world. And when you mint one, you're basically bringing it back to life, giving it a second chance. So, just started posting a lot of pictures online and, on X. And WenRolex has a mutant, and I also do mutant makeovers. And so that's how we got to, talking about it. He loved the SDK, the stuff I was posting. So we just built a relationship, and he seemed like a really genuine guy. And that's what I was looking for, is someone I definitely need a partner, because I don't have the crypto knowledge. I'm more of an artist, you know what I mean? In old fashioned. Cool. So WenRolex had a lot of knowledge, and he seemed really genuine, and we kind of clicked, and it grew from there.
So
And
is
then it all
that
came crashing down after. No, I'm joking.
so is this your first foray into NFTs and crypto then?
Was it what?
Like your first expedition into this field?
No, in 2021, I started off doing Bored Ape derivatives and edits for Bored Apes.
Okay.
And then someone approached me to do a project that they wanted to do is Grandpa Apes. And not the country club, but regular Grandpa Apes. And so I was the artist
Yep.
for that. And then the market kind of crashed, and I got into I did another project for Lucky Llamas. I was just the artist. And I just kind of wanted to, I feel like I didn't have a lot of say in the projects and all that. So I just wanted to do projects on my own. But like I said, I didn't have the knowledge to do it. So I definitely needed a partner to be by my side and kind of walk me through it and help with everything. So.
Sure.
So how did you, WenRolex, meet Jon then?
Yeah, so it's as I was seeing these mutant makeovers and ape makeovers and the quality of art, the way he took something that was already good and made it much more detailed and all that, I knew that he had a lot of talent, and I knew I had a mutant. So I started talking to him about, doing mine. I thought mine would look really good doing that. So I sent it over to him. Really nice guy. I was expecting, didn't know what to expect, I guess. But he came back to me and, worked it out. And I was very happy with what I got there. And he shared some of the work he was doing on STKs with me. Some of the art I had seen him tweeting about and stuff like that. I was as much interested in that as I was, anything else I had going on. And been in the space for quite some time, so I knew when I saw the quality of this art, he was doing it all by hand. What really struck me is, it's not like all the other guys, so to speak. It's very unique, and the Garbage Pail Kids, of course, I had a pile of that in the day. I wish I still had them now. I think I got some in my mom's attic, maybe somewhere, but house fire took out most of my stuff like that way back when. But anyway, getting back on that subject, we struck it off and started talking back and forth, and made a friendship. Consider him a great friend today. We talk regularly, daily, and not only about STKs, but about everything else going on in life. We're both dads, I've got 3 kids. He's got
5.
a family of his own, 5.
Bloody
Yeah.
hell. I've
So-
got 1, and that's sufficient.
Right. So I
I've
keep
got
jealous from
myself.
him.
5
Yeah.
kids. Jesus.
I mean,
3
that's,
kids.
but both
Well
of
done,
us put
guys.
that at the top of our priorities, we're family
Of
men
course.
at the end of the day before anything. He's a great guy. So
Yeah.
this has been a very fun journey up to now, and it keeps getting better. We've got an awesome community, and the team we have with Ernest and Aaron, the stuff that we're doing in the background is mind blowing. It really is. So
Have
Definitely.
you introduced? I don't know how old your kids are, either of you, but have you shown STK to your oldest kids, or have you
yeah.
explained anything to them about NFTs?
Yeah, I actually have, and my wife, I shared with John yesterday. I think she kind of knows a little bit about crypto and NFTs and all that just from listening to me all the time. But she was looking through Magic Eden yesterday and sent me a picture of one. She's like, "This one looks like you," it's had glasses on and all that. I sent it over to John, but my kids are very interested as well. They're 2 out of the 3 are very, very artistic, so they're kind of messing around on Canva and stuff like that, playing around with them, but they think it's really neat. And I want to introduce them into it, set their little
Lovely.
wallets up and that type thing, and bring them in because
Brilliant.
it's yeah.
What about you,
Dave.
John?
My kids, pretty much, they're all pretty artistic. My 2 daughters love painting, and they're super artistic, but they're in their, they're 17 and 18, and, they're into having fun, hanging out with friends. They're not really focusing on working yet. So I'm trying to change their mindset to, because you don't want to waste these years. You want to focus on what you want to do while having fun. You know what I mean? When I was 18,
Absolutely.
I was doing art, but I just wanted to have fun. I didn't care about, making a living yet because I
Yeah.
was just a teenager. So I'm trying to get a mindset in them to focus on, their career. And they've obviously seen through my somewhat success or whatever through NFTs that, it can be done, and you can make it a living, literally drawing at home on your iPad or whatever. So, and my youngest son, or not my youngest, my 9-year-old son he's into the STK thing like crazy. He's telling kids in school and all that. So
Brilliant.
trying
I
to,
love that. I know it's a bit of an off-topic question. My son, he's 10, and Zach is so into NFTs. In fact, A.F.F, I didn't even tell you this, but every day he comes down in the morning, getting ready for school. He goes, Gem, every single day. He'll come back from school, Gem, Dad. I'm like, yep, Gem, and he's just he lives and breathes this space because of me, and ultimately, and he knows A.F.F actually quite well. But ultimately, they are the next generation of Web3 adopters, and we're only doing them a great service and the space a great service. Sharing this with them because they're going to be adopting it, whether they're 17, 18 now or in 10 years' time, and also for me, it's a great way to bond with my son. So, this actually isn't here the whole time. This is actually always in his bedroom. And one of my friends drew this, which has my Pudgy and my Bored Ape Kennel Club Hero the doggo. So I'm so pleased that not only have you got your kids into it, but also the fact that you've lent on our childhood history. Was I'm from the 80s as well, and come up with STK resembling some of our childhood toys and things like that, and on Apechain, which is obviously one of the main ecosystems we're all existing in as well. It just feels very unified. If we just kind of talk about our kids and why you've done this and how you've done this, it feels like a real unification of our childhood and also our kids.
yeah.
I love it.
I definitely wanted to try to bring like, I didn't want my kids just growing up working, your normal jobs and repeating the life that I lived. Not that my life was necessarily bad, but it could have been better if I took it a little more seriously when I was younger. And I just want to make it to them. I want to make it seem like they can do what they're doing. They can do what they love and make a decent amount of money to support themselves. And if they do it now, it's just, I'm trying to get them in a good habit of, focusing on it now and not when they're 30 or 40, like
us.
us.
And we're pivoting after being miserable. Yeah. So yeah, no, I love that. I love it. It's absolutely fantastic, and I love how you guys met as well. Obviously, when Rolex, reaching out to Jon when he was doing the the mental mutant derivatives and things like that, and you just formed a fantastic partnership, and formed STK. And what does it stand for, by the way? STK, is it a short for anything?
You guys are probably the first person I'll tell, but we don't actually have a definite meaning. However, with that being said, there are many different meanings in that at first it started off as Sour Trash Kids. Like I was thinking Sour Patch Kids because I wanted to involve candy and all that because that was a big part of my childhood.
I'm addicted to candy still today because I was neglected as a child from that. So yeah, please continue.
So it was that, and then a mix between Sour Patch Kids and Garbage Pail Kids, and I was like Sour Trash Kids, but I couldn't come up with something definite. And then I was thinking, Smelly Trash Kids, Stinky Trash Kids, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to choose STK because there's other things I wanted to explore, which I won't bring up now, but other meanings that STK could stand for. And so there's actually multiple meanings to it. And so I didn't want to settle on one thing. I just wanted to settle on STK. And if you don't like it, then whatever. Like, that's the name of it. Some people call them Stinky Trash Kids. Some people call them Smelly Trash Kids. Whatever. But it's STK. And I think everyone gets the general idea.
That's fun.
Yeah,
I kind of had a feeling it was Smelly Trash Kids for some reson. I don't know why.
Yeah, it can be if you want it to be. It's whatever word starts with S that stands for smelly or trashy or whatever.
And I guess it depends too, because in relation to sour, I know that you have a trait that looks very much like candy,
Exactly. So that's why that was
Yeah.
another reason
like the
why
gummies.
I kind of liked I like sour trash kids, I like smelly trash kids, I like stinky trash kids, but all I knew was it'll be STK.
I love it. That's fun. It's funny that you guys met through the mutant renditions, because Jon first came on my radar from another Jon, John McTavish, because we were because he has done some of those as well, and like I sent him a screenshot of yours unknowingly. I was like, "Are these yours?" And he's like, "Oh no, that's this other Jon." Da, 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 da. And like STK wasn't even out at that point, so I had no idea. I was just like, "Okay, I guess I'll see if I can find that guy." And then you came up again in a different. I don't remember who I was talking about. Somebody was like, they asked me where I was from, and I said Boston, and they were like, "Oh, that's where Jon's from. You're gonna have to link up with him." So that's when I started looking into it, and then saw you were actually coming out with a project, et cetera, et cetera. So
Yeah.
been
I've been doing the
happy to
8
make the acquaintance.
makeovers and stuff like that basically since 2021. The mutants I didn't start in 2021. I think I did start those in 2022, whatever. But
Yep.
Jon McTavish's mutants, though, he showed me a couple of those. Those are really good too.
Yeah.
These look
Yeah.
good. I don't even
Yeah,
have
it's
I don't
brilliant.
even have a mutant yet. I've been in this space for 3 years, and I just with a family of 5, I gotta wait till I have a little more
Yeah.
before I purchase a mutant. But it definitely
Understood.
will happen soon.
Nice.
It
Well,
is
we
Excellent.
will
pretty cool
welcome
how
you. What'd you
it's
say?
pretty cool how all our paths cross. You know, it's kind of segueing off what you were saying. Like I just put together that you're the Dr. Dave with Hero the dog. You know, so I'm very familiar with that. Some of those when you did
Oh,
that. So almost
brilliant.
this year, yeah, just
Oh,
now
mate, brilliant.
figured that
Oh,
out. So
yeah.
Nice.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I love that. I mean, we got some. We got an audiobook coming in the next couple of months as well. So that's gonna.
awesome, man.
Yeah, so that'll be a
So
mintable
cool.
thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's great. But this is what I love about this space. You A.F.F. and I met each other through the Mutant Cartel, and just started to vibe and things like that. And that's nigh on 3 years almost. So it's fantastic how our paths all intertwine from
Right.
various starting points. And I don't,
Yeah.
I know this never happens in, Web2 life.
Right.
I remember, you go to networking events and, you're dishing out the fucking old fashioned business cards and things like that. And that's
Yeah.
it. You don't hear anything more and things like that.
Right.
But whereas in our space, just one Google Meet or one tweet post or DM or something or one Discord thing, and bang, it opens up a huge, new door on Yellow Brick Road, and you just run off together. And I love it. I
I love
I
that.
can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It joins everybody together. You know? So we got community members that are in Africa. You name it. All around.
Yeah.
We would never cross paths with work together.
Yeah,
And it seems
Yeah.
like the various
Love it.
communities like attract similar types of people.
Mm.
Somehow we all sort of gravitate through the space with each other to find these groups that we each fit in. And like the I don't know, just like the comedy of people, the circus of people within each of the communities is always entertaining.
I
There's
think when you were just saying that, I was just getting the final speech from the Breakfast Club, like playing in my mind and just reaching,
seriously though,
Yeah, but it's true.
it's so
What a
fun.
shame.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's the makeup then of the team? Obviously, Jon, you're the artist. WenRolex, what's your role? What role do you play?
Primarily, I'm in Discord a lot, kind of running that, and then I've got several people that I kind of manage, I guess you would say, that do various tasks for us, and so John and
Community lead.
we bounce everything off each other. So business stuff, contracts we're considering, and how that affects the community and the project as a whole. I've got a business background and all of that, so I try to bring that to the table and bring real familiar contracts because I'm in insurance. Do that all day, every day. Just kind of protecting the best interest of STK LLC at all times is my primary role, I'd say.
Nice.
he's kind of like my
Nice.
he's he advises me. I kind of go to him when we complete each other, I guess you could say.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
He's right.
Yeah, yeah,
He is
I love
right.
that.
no,
Yeah,
he's
it's
just
commercial and
I,
ops.
he advises me. When obviously I'm clueless in a lot of areas of crypto, and I go to him for a lot of questions and guidance, and we kind of just feed off each other. And
That's the best
yeah,
way.
It is.
That is the best way. I was going to say A.F.F completes me by being my bitch, but I think that would be a bit harsh to say. So,
News to
I'll
me.
tell you.
yeah,
Uh,
trust me, I'm a doctor.
We work so well together.
Yeah,
yeah, yes, y'all do. Y'all really do.
It's fun though,
Yeah.
because everybody it's weird how we pair up with people who complete you, like where I find my shortcomings, I find that Dave has strengths in those areas, It's like
Exactly.
he's super on point with his communications, with his comms, with his demeanor. I mean, your business acumen, Dave. If there's anything official that needs to be done, I always am like, Dave's got this. I don't even need to worry about it. So it's just, it really, I'm a little less from the professional side of things. So I don't have the same speech as Dr. Dave would. Maybe it's the English in him. I'm not sure, but
It's always good to have somebody to soundboard stuff off.
Yeah.
I mean, I can have an idea. John can have an idea. But when we come together and both talk, that's two ideas instead of one. We can put them together and take the good and bad and come out with a deal.
The yin and the yang effect is so important. I mean, we sound like we're going to start blowing smoke after up each other's asses here, but all the stuff that I can't do, you can do. I can't really do much marketing, and I can do my bits, but the design and those sorts of heavy artistic things, I cannot even draw a stick man properly. I can't use Photoshop.
You've
use
that.
Yeah, I've proved that many times. I can't use. I wouldn't even dare to use some of these creative apps. This is why I had a very good friend of mine from the Mutant Cartel, Lena Hammer. She did all the art for Heroes Metaverse Adventure. I wouldn't even dare to even do a single dot on a piece of paper. So, but this is the whole point. When your strengths are someone's weaknesses and someone else's strengths are your weaknesses, and together you're a real true force, and you can easily tell with STK and your different backgrounds, and you come together, that yin and yang effect works so well. And I've been a holder since mint as well, and that it's just brilliant how again you meet and you work well, and like A.F.F, you said, I think like-minded people gravitate together, or at least gravitate looking for the piece that they're kind of missing, and you end up building. And building is really the way to go in this space.
Exactly.
So, if communities breed like-mindedness, what would you say your community's mindset is?
Yeah,
Howard?
I mean, yeah, you can go ahead, John, or I can speak to that. Some too. Community, a very diverse group. From a lot of different places. But what's one thing that's really, that no matter where you're from, that our community likes is the divvy that we got going on, right? So
yeah,
for every eligible wallet, if you don't list or transfer within the week, you earn 50% of the royalties for STK that week, dispersed to the different wallets. Everybody loves that. But as far as our community and like what we do together in there is the AI has taken a kind of an unexpected role in our project. So we've got the trash man, if you will. It's kind of a play on trash man, but with the AI twist. But, so you can take your STK and fill out a trash man request form, and they will make an AI video of your STK and bring it to life in whatever scene you want it to be in. And we're all kind of talking regularly on how to improve what some of us rookies are doing and that type thing. So we're having a lot of fun with that. We played a little poker yesterday, just spur of the moment, started the game.
Nice.
we just all get along, and in these little interactions with each other, we're all getting to know each other, and I don't know, it's just more of the same, kind of a similar thing, and how John and I met. I can see other relationships being built and formed within the community. Really cool.
There's a lot of people contributing and a lot of creative people in the community. And I've gotten a lot of DMs about just the whole fact that they're, old toys from childhood, like that really connects with people. But there's a lot of creative people. Everyone seems friendly, willing to help each other. And like John said, the AI is it was unexpected. When I was doing STK at first, I had no idea we'd be doing AI at all. I never even tried AI at all until like maybe in September I started doing AI videos and all that. But you just get more knowledgeable about that, and it kind of opened the door to all these different, content things you can do, and it's pretty crazy. So, and everyone seems to like it. But we do have other plans. It's not like we're just winging it and everyone just let's get into AI, and we do have a plan and other things coming. So it is it's pretty exciting.
Is the broker going to become an AI agentic agent on X?
The broker?
Yeah.
The broker. Yeah, they were actually talking. There's an agent and a few other guys that are really big into it. But I mean, I think we're gonna have a guest next week that does those AI type agents. There may even be one in our spaces, so one's popped in here there, but they're going to show us how all that works. And people are actually in the community right now. They're taking like Grok and their STK, and they're building their. It's above my head, really, but they're feeding it daily all this information, and they're building their own character inside. And AI platforms like that, they're describing the dump in detail, and it's building the whole thing daily. If that makes any sense,
it makes complete sense.
It's
I love that.
Cool, man.
I mean, AI. I guess AI, from an artist perspective, would either be an enemy or a tool, I guess. But it's not going anywhere. It's only kind of increasing. If you look at some of the stuff like Other Page, and they've integrated AI agents into Other Page. You look at Faraway, what they're doing with kind of Rift and things like that. It's just an Apechain, or with Jeff, the agentic bot. It's all. I've even got one for Hero as well. I kind of plugged away at virtuals and got one up, and it's you can't escape it, so you either embrace it and see how you can kind of fit it in, or you're going to kind of be left kind of by the wayside because everyone else is going to be kind of jumping on board. But one thing I did want to say is the divot and the broker was a genius move, because other than the native yield you earn just from holding ApeCoin on chain, you don't get any of those sorts of rewards. Did you come up with that because of the change in how the yield is working from Ape Stake to on-chain native, or how did it work? Because you were the first one to do this.
We are. So I can't take credit for the divvy.
Neither can I.
And I'll give John that. But I will say, that Aaron and Ernest with board counsel developed this, and STK was willing. They explained how it worked and all that before right around launch time, and so then we decided to give it a go. From the way we understood it, it's going to give value back to our holders, community. We've got you're nothing, right? So we want to reward our loyal holders regularly, forever, as long as STK is going, and then we can build on that with the other things we have coming down the pipeline as well. So it was really, once we heard it, I guess I could say for John too. We thought it fit really well with our agenda, and we're glad that we went that route.
Yeah,
so
people get excited about that.
Sorry, sure.
People get excited about that. I see people posting out like "Happy Divvy Day, let's go."
That's right.
I think it'll become a big thing. Other projects are contacting board council because they want to get on board.
Oh, and I have no doubt.
Obviously, like John said, the community matters a lot. And if you're not giving back to them and they don't feel appreciated, then eventually it's most likely going to fizzle out. And so, we are sacrificing royalties to give to the community, that's also in return going to keep them as our community, and everyone's going to be happy.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Can
I
I
mean,
ask?
it's,
Can I ask a technical question? Obviously, if it's IP and you can't answer it, then obviously you don't have to answer. But is
Yeah.
the divvy something that's written into the contract, or is it some sort of bot that's kind of polling and reading information and then kind of working out and then kind of sending out, the
Yeah.
divvy? How's it
Yeah.
work?
Yeah, great question, Dr. Dave. So currently, the way it started off, is just it was manually done by Ernest, who would go through each wallet and see if they had set permissions that
Ugh.
week, so on and so forth. But
I'm sure he
he's
fucking loved that.
He was doing it
yeah.
live on Spaces too.
There's not too
the
many
thing is,
people who
I
could
think he
do.
really does like that because he loves
Yeah,
doing that stuff. He's a
Really?
brilliant man.
yeah,
He
he's
is
a
a
lawyer.
brilliant
He
man,
he likes that stuff. Finer
but
detail,
it very
lawyer's
much
mind.
so. But it is in the process right now of being automated. So
Right.
we foresee a time when you'll be able to go in and check your STK, see if it's DE eligible, and all be automated and so
Yeah.
that is being done in the back.
Brilliant. Yeah, it'll save a lot of time.
Yeah.
Save
Is
a lot of
the
billable hours by honest.
And what we have planned is even
For
better
sure.
than what we even have planned down the road. Will even make this whole divvy thing even that much more better.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
so
say
true.
more?
Yeah.
Say more.
We can't say we can say that there's a lot happening. We can say that traits matter. Ernst has said
Mm.
that traits really matter. And what as Aaron says, you don't have enough STKs. All of that is so true. Call, 2 hour call a couple days ago talking about things coming down the pipeline, and it's going to get very interesting to say the least. And I think sometime around Valentine's Day they'll probably get you know
Oh,
I don't think he
nice.
was
So
supposed to say that. I'm just kidding.
we can
I was
edit it
watching
out.
your
We can
I was
edit it
watching your
out. It's okay.
no we were, I think, right, but I think Ernest has already
You
said
said
it.
you said around Valentine's Day. You didn't say
Around.
Valentine's.
I was
Yeah.
about
So
to
that,
say we're all going to
That's
get
right.
Valentine's Day presents during NFT Paris. Fantastic.
Hey, I will get a
STK is the gift
Valentine
that
this
keeps
year.
on giving. Right? Yeah.
Love it.
Well, I guess that answers my question. I was going to say, do you have things coming down the pipeline? I'm curious because, so I mean, looking at STK, this art just kind of sends my imagination. Whereas Dave put together a children's book to tie them into the metaverse. I mean, I just see some of my STKs interacting in some type of cartoon series, etc. Like, are you guys cooking anything like that, or can you not?
that's definitely in the back of our minds. I just think right now we're not in the right place to do that. But
Yep.
those thoughts have definitely entered our minds, and I'll even go so far as to say, like, even trading cards, I have that in the back of my mind, and I really want to do something like that.
Yeah.
But right now we're just focusing on the things that the next steps. But there's so many avenues we can go down, and we like all of them. We think they would all do well, and they're all attainable. They're not far fetched or anything. So I mean, except for making an animated movie, that's obviously far fetched. Oh, however, if you
It's been
get
talked about.
build
Yeah.
relationships with the right people, and you
Exactly.
That's
build the
right.
right connections, anything could happen. So, but yes, that stuff
Yeah.
is in my mind.
And I tell you,
Yeah.
all those connections already exist in Web3,
Yep.
and they're mutant holders, they're Bored Ape OG holders,
Yep.
Azuki
Bedfellows.
holders. It's crazy. They're just look at how the G's work. And not to try and bring in and celebrate another project whilst we're celebrating your project on the same chain, but you know what I mean. Just the tools and who you can access, and is you would never be able to do this if you're sat at a desk, wherever you are in the world in your Web2 business.
right.
You're going to go on LinkedIn and try and find someone, and you don't know who they are, you have no experience with them.
Yeah.
You read some reviews, or you'll go on, some sort of, contractor platform like Upwork or something, and you kind of hope for the best. Whereas in
No, I mean,
Web3,
yeah.
it's instant connection, instant recommendation, and that person who someone's recommended is going to do something really good for you.
That's right. It's all about relationship. Web3 is
Mm.
100%. So if
And I
if
will say
if
the
you,
AI
yeah,
stuff, like obviously they have movies now that the whole movie is built by AI. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I've been making little clips, 10-second clips of stuff, but that's not stopping me from doing a whole hour long animation thing of one of my PFPs or whatever. Like, it would take a lot of
Yeah.
time, but AI opens the door also to many other things you can do. And it's not just, I will say, it's not just AI that I'm doing. I'll use the AI and then I'll draw on top of the scene and I add my character. And so there is a lot of art. If you're an artist, AI can be threatening. I'll admit, at first I was like, "Whoa, this stuff looks good." Like, it's kind of gonna, I'm gonna be competing with that. But I learned to, like you said, Dr. David, just embrace it, and I learned how to work with it. And now, with
hmm
the amount of time it saves me, some might consider it cheating.
Yeah.
I don't care.
No.
I know what I can draw. I know what I can do. But if I
Yeah.
can save time doing it, like huge amounts of time, I'm all for it.
I think that makes a true artist when you can take something like AI. Like for me, I'd take it and go, "Yay, that's my piece of work," and everyone will be able to go, "Well, I can see the smudge here. I can see that's AI."
I can
But it
see
takes a
it.
true artist to take
6 fingers.
something that looks good, but then to make it look perfect. And you add these layers on and really add those details on. I know my friend Ahura, who did the Wanderlust project, that's exactly how Wanderlust was made. Using AI and then layers upon layers upon layers of hand drawn stuff, like what you've just said.
Yep.
Only a true artist, a master in his or her field, can do that. So
But
hats off.
don't get me wrong. I've done videos and the guy will have 6 or 7 fingers. One eye will be looking over here. So
Yeah.
I'll screenshot it. I'll go in, fix everything, erase one of the fingers, fix
Wow.
it and add more highlights to it and then run it back through the AI and that fixes the mistake that it did.
That's
So
cool.
Yeah.
it's pretty
Wow.
fun, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I
Mine
That's
would
find
just
cool.
still look like a Picasso painting. So, um,
I find
but
that that's pretty much how AI works. I mean, foundationally, it gives you a structure to work with. Like,
Exactly.
I use it not necessarily for art, but for some of the processes and stuff that I do at work. So I'm able to like send my prompt, and then it just spits something out that I'm completely capable of doing, but it saves me 45 minutes in starting a
Exactly.
basis, and you can just go through. So similar thing, O'Hara had explained to me that like he's able to give it a prompt to loosely come up with his idea, and then he
Yep.
just starts from there,
Builds on
goes
it.
on top
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
it just
layers and
saves
layers.
all like this. Say you're doing like a certain posture. The amount of,
Yeah.
it's hard to draw arms, it's hard to draw fingers and stuff. And so sometimes you'll spend an hour just drawing the way you want the arm to look. But yeah,
oh
AI can
wow.
do it in 5 seconds. So might as well
Yeah.
just,
And then you could just rub it out and make it look perfect.
yeah, like I can do it. However, if I can do it in 2 minutes, I'd
Yeah.
rather do that.
Absolutely. I mean, I use ChatGPT a lot, and I pay for that, so I can use the latest, 4.0. But I have also built using the GPT. So you make your own GPT, and because that's when you can kind of
hmm
train it and it learns, and
Yeah.
you can feed it so much information. So I find, like what A.F.F said about just admin time reduction, and even for the book, for example, I didn't know how to structure a paragraph for 9 to 11-year-olds. I'm not a children's book author. I'm a bit like WenRolex. Operational, commercial, documents, procedures. I can't write a children's book like a company manual. No one's going to fucking read that. So but then you get ChatGPT, who can then give you the examples on what you need to do, and then you can then base your writings and things like that on those examples, or it can help you kind of just amend things subtly to make it sound really good.
Yeah.
So these things are such a great tool,
Yep.
and yeah, like we've all just kind of said, you embrace it and move with it.
Mhm.
I mean, in terms of just the commercials, can we talk about the IP just for a sec, and what rights do holders have, and things like that?
Yeah. So we have a unique. So the whole Divi system, and Ernest is a great one to dive really deep into this with us. But generally speaking, what makes the Divi possible is that when you buy an STK, you are licensing it back to we're paying for, what's the right way to word that, John?
Yeah,
You're kind of
we're paying to
licensing.
use
It's in
your
reverse.
IP in small promotional stuff on X or
Right,
on
right.
socials.
And
So
for
we're
that,
the
we give you,
licensor, basically,
yeah,
What's that?
and you're the licensee.
Yes, and you guys have rights to it still, but we're
Yeah.
just paying you to also use it.
that's
Yeah.
right.
So
So we're
we're
giving you,
the licensor, you're the licensee.
yeah. So that makes it all work, so it's not considered
Mm.
you know, what's it
Some
It's
type
all
of
like
profit
legal
on a
and
token.
Yeah, man.
Got it.
Security, excuse me.
Right.
yeah,
So
yeah,
when
yeah.
you're licensing back,
Yeah.
we're paying our holders for the right to use their SDK in like promotional videos or X or whatever. So that's what makes it all clear.
So that's
Sense.
everybody who's unlisted and permissions revoked. That gives the team the permission to use that stuff for promotional content, X posts, advertisements, etc.
That's
Mhm.
exactly right. And,
And then
on top of that, you can still, if you wanted to take your STK and go make a pizza business and it be the face of that's all, you're right also,
okay, so it is full open IP.
Mhm.
right. Yes, sir.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And we
Very
want
cool.
to see that too. That'd be great to see. We'd love to see as much of that as we could.
Yeah, I have a very cute King Tut zombie with ape coin eyes who
Yeah.
is just speaking to me. I need to bring that character to life. I've
Yeah.
actually snagged a couple I think who would be good leads in a little storyline. So I think in the pipeline I might start putting some stuff together.
That's
See if
awesome,
I can
man.
get
Do
some
it.
stuff generated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
one
do
thing,
that.
another
For
avenue I was
sure.
looking, another avenue that was in my head was like children's books. I got 5 kids. I love, my whole life was looking at, I never read a book in my life. Like, honestly, I've never literally read a book. I've always used the pictures to get
Yeah.
the story in my mind. So I'm always into, drawing. I've done a couple books like illustrations, but I've definitely wanted to explore some STK children's books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would work really, really well because they look so good. I mean, I'm looking at mine right now because I've got some zombie eyes going on as well.
Zombie eyes, let's
You can
go,
see.
baby.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
With this kind of diamond fur as well. It's all glittery. They're made they're made for kids, and you can make some great stories, especially because it's all designed around the trash and filthy, dirty kind of cool stuff that kids all they like all the grubby stuff. My son certainly does. I mean, we have to force him to read because he's exactly like how I was as a child, and I'm not a massive reader either now, frankly, John. I'm still halfway through Dave Grohl's book from the Foo Fighters, and I started reading that 2.5 years ago. So,
Work in
it's
progress.
work in progress. The only book I've really finished was The Hobbit. That took me 5 years to read. And
Like the
but
whole series or just the Hobbit?
no, just one, just that one book, and
The shortest book in the whole series.
well, so Ernest Hemingway, The Old Man and the Sea, which is a tiny book. That's
Tiny
my
book.
favorite book. It's like 250 pages, 230 pages, and I've read it many, many times.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I can kind of take.
That's your favorite book?
Well, let's just go with The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway.
Cool.
So,
Yeah.
but
Classic.
yeah, but my son reads stuff from school and stuff. We kind of force him to kind of read bits of that, and begrudgingly, yeah. And he'd love some sort of STK content with those sort of visuals as well.
Dude, I'm gonna have to name my my King Tut zombie with the ape coin eyes Junior Coin.
Yeah,
There you go.
What do you think about
That's a
that?
great idea.
Huh?
There you
Huh?
go. There
That's
you
what we
go.
call him. Yeah.
Zach would love that. Yeah,
Yes,
he'd
he
fall
would.
over. I'll tell him later.
All right. Things in the pipeline. As far as the art, so the AI, did you use AI in the creation of this art, or is this
No,
hand
that's
drawn?
all just hand drawn. I didn't use any AI in creating STK. Only the
Wow.
posts, we did prior to Mint. Probably like a month or 2 months before Mint is when I started using the AI just to make little posts. But as far as the NFTs, everything was hand drawn.
What did you use to
Wow.
create your art?
This is gonna this can be kind of not controversial, but so everything I've done in crypto since 2021 is drawn on my Samsung Galaxy Ultra phone.
Wow.
I
You mean
I have not done, and I'll tell you why. Because I have 5 kids, I'm always driving around nonstop. I'm always busy. I can never get more than an hour sitting down. Every room in my house is just taken over by my kids or just junk or whatever. I don't even have a
Yeah.
workspace. So it's like I literally will go out in my car and draw on my phone in my car. But the Samsung Galaxy is by far one of my favorite tools. Don't get me wrong, I've been doing Photoshop since it came out back
Uh-huh.
25, 34, whatever, how many years it's been out now. I know how to do digital art. I've done
CS.
graphic designing. I've done all that stuff. I have a computer. I have an iPad with Procreate, but my phone is always on me. And I love the way the stylus on the Galaxy works and everything. So I draw on Autodesk Sketchbook, which is an app for the Galaxy.
wow? And
Interesting.
Amazing. Yeah.
that's how you did
Everything's
all
on
the
my-
traits.
What's that?
And that's how you
Yeah,
drew
on
all the
Autodesk
traits
Sketchbook,
on
you know,
your-
you can do like
on your
200
phone.
different layers. So
Hell.
I do all the traits
Wow.
on Autodesk Sketchbook.
That's very, very unique. That's like
So
a
everyone,
kind of
at first I felt
10-inch.
no, I got
kind
my
of-
phone's 6.5 or 7 inches.
Okay,
It's a
Wow.
Galaxy Ultra.
Dude,
that's
that
amazing.
blows
And
my mind.
Yeah,
I gotta check this out.
Zoom in too. You know,
I
so
have.
take one of his and zoom into even the fly. The fly has hairs and all
But I mean,
kinds of
Yeah.
all
stuff
the
on it.
the files
It's
are the files are 2,000 by 2,000, so you can still blow it up huge.
Yeah.
The only difference with Procreate on an iPad, you can create larger documents like 6,000 by 6,000, but in on X and stuff, you don't really need. You know what I mean? Like half of the stuff we do is to post on X. Which is a
72
tiny picture, so
DPI. Right. Yeah.
2,000 by
Wow.
2,000 is plenty fine for doing this type
Have
of
you
stuff.
Have you ever zoomed in on a Basie or Macy?
A what?
A Basie or a
Oh.
Macy? They're much smaller.
yeah.
So, dude, that's
Well,
crazy. I
that's
mean,
crazy. I'm looking at the phone now. I can't believe
yeah.
that's just a normal phone size.
I mean, I've been zooming in on these and looking at it, curious because I'm same as you. I've been in Photoshop since it was on a CD.
Yeah.
And I was like, this doesn't really look like it's a Photoshop, and it sort of doesn't look like Procreate. And man, if this is Illustrator, he is fucking top notch at this. Is that app similar to any of those? I've never even heard of that. Autodesk Sketchbook.
I think it's called just Sketchbook now. I don't know if it's called Autodesk anymore.
Okay.
Procreate's
God.
close.
Okay.
I think Procreate is a slightly better program, but not by much.
Interesting.
And
can't
all
even-
my
but-
stuff is literally all hand drawn, so I don't use any effects. Like whatever effects you see are all hand drawn effects. Like the
that's
lighting.
crazy that you've done this lighting and the glitter. That's all on your
Yeah, that
Samsung
glitter-
Ultra
That
phone.
glitter was all. That's not even like. I use literally the pen tool, the airbrush, or pencil. I don't even in some
Goodness.
other brushes, but like that glitter
That
is
looks like
all.
a real one.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's like
Dude.
5,000 little dots everywhere that I did, but
And
That's
like
crazy.
the gummies, the transparencies, and
That's-
wow.
yeah.
Honestly, mate, I'm blown
No, you
away.
just-
I can't.
you just
I
fucked me up.
can't believe that.
But at first, I
I've
was
never-
kind of embarrassed to even tell people that I draw on my phone.
I
But
love it.
everyone's
dude.
like, "Dude, that's
Bonus
cool. Like,
point.
you should tell
Yeah.
people." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Whatever."
Yeah.
That's so unique. I've never.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I'm
like
speechless.
you have a mobile office. It's like wherever you're at, you can just
Exactly, and that actually is a huge reason why I do it, because I can literally be, at the doctor's office the other day. I just had shoulder surgery, so waiting in the office. I'm not going to bring an iPad and start drawing. However, my phone's on me, so I'll draw even if it's 10 minutes. I'll put in 10 minutes of drawing, and then whenever I have any extra minutes, I'm drawing on it.
That's awesome.
wow.
That's
Dedicated.
unbelievable. I never knew that. That's
Not
speechless.
to hang on this forever because wow, that I have to go look through the entire collection again now because my phone is fucking blown. I feel like Adam
Yeah.
Bomb right now. As far as the traits, I know you said traits matter, but aside from that, do you have you have favorites out of the collection since you created it? Is there ones that really you lean on? Did you pick a specific PFP for a reason, etc.?
Well, I've always loved, like I used to draw a lot of comic book stuff when I was in my teens. So I love drawing Spawn. I love drawing Spider-Man. So obviously my PFP was inspired by that. And I like hoodies. So I made like a little Spider-Man type guy with the hoodie, and then WenRolex has the black version.
They're like ninja looking dudes, right? With the
Yeah.
mask and the hood.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
But they're more like they're ninjas of the street. Like they fight on the streets, not like, so they get to
They're
wear
not-
like street comfortable clothes, like a hoodie.
That's right.
But as far as
They
like
might have a
regular
bottle.
traits, I love the captain hat, which is obviously a Bored Ape inspired. Well, it's basically the same one as the Bored Ape, plus some seaweed on the visor. I like the X eyes. I like just the board mouth, the regular mouth. I kind of like them all, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Oh, the cheetah fur, that's probably my favorite.
Chitarios.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a cheetah.
That's that trait really just like is pretty much mandatory for an NFT collection at this point.
Yeah.
You gotta have spots.
Yeah,
Spots and orange backgrounds.
you most definitely orange background. WenRolex, what color background's your mutant?
Let's see. It's like blue. Let's see.
Ooh.
Or
If I
aqua
can
blue
wrap-
or
It's
light blue?
No, it's still
be
light
clear.
blue.
Yeah,
It's light
let's
blue.
see.
Okay,
His
it's
mutant,
not
I think,
aqua.
is the light blue.
No, it's not an aqua.
So
Like,
it
hold
was-
on. Let me
Yeah,
get it.
right, play it here.
Yeah.
That's light blue, isn't it? Yeah, you're safe.
Hey,
You're
he's
safe,
got a
you're
nice
safe.
snake plant.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful
we got
snake
some
plant.
We've got some stickers made, some STK stickers too.
Oh,
Yeah,
sick.
we did.
Nice. How does one acquire
So
such
you'll
a thing?
being in Massachusetts, you'll probably see some on. If you go in towards Boston, I'll make sure I put enough around Boston that you see.
Let's go. We're gonna have to get something together. We have a little northeast NFT community in one of the discords I'm in. So we've been trying to
nice.
like link up some people and get something going together. So I'll
Absolutely.
loop you in on that for sure.
Massachusetts meetup.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's in the works. There's a Boston DAO, which I recently found out about. So I've joined that. And let's see who else. Another NFT creator from my first NFT collection, Space Daddies, is local to me. So I've been trying to get him out of the woods and into an IRL, but we're working on it. So that'd be sick. Maybe once it warms up a little bit.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have any T-shirts, any merch, any stuff like that coming in the pipeline? Stuff for people to get psyched about? What are we looking forward to here?
Yeah, I'd say it is in the pipeline, but like John was saying there earlier, we have so much that is being built right now that it will be a little bit later. So there's other things that will happen before then, So, but yeah, definitely we're gonna make that happen, and trading cards and all kind of stuff down the road have been talked about, I'd say. But yeah, there's more to come here in the next few weeks. It's gonna get very interesting.
I'd say within
Amazing.
a couple months we'll start talking about merch and all that.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Perfect.
for sure.
Well, you can start with T-shirts because it'll be spring then, thankfully.
Right.
I see what I want. If I could have it my way, which hopefully I do. I love the old vintage T-shirts. Ones that you can almost see through because they're so worn. You can buy them
Yes.
new, obviously.
Yes.
I'd love to do STKs, like vintage, just worn out shirts. But I know
That'd be
some people like to be a little more classy too, so they might like the nice thick
Well, I
heavy
mean-
duty cotton.
Yeah.
Make it a faux tuxedo T-shirt then.
Oh, nice.
I love that.
Yeah.
That'll be super fun. Any chance of seeing traits translated into physical merch? Perhaps a red hat, a beanie, these types of STK merches, like the merch.
Yeah,
Put the
we talked
branding.
about all of those things. That
Yeah, it's
I
all
gotta
been
get that.
talked about.
Yeah, that green and white hat. Have you seen that one? It's kind of like a
Yes.
John Deere hat. That one's
Yes.
gonna come to life one day for sure.
Trucker
I
cap.
need-
Yes.
Yeah.
That one's sick.
We're gonna try to
Yeah.
do the King Tut headpiece too. some real life king tut head. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice. Well, you say that, but that would look bitching at an in real life event.
Oh fuck yeah!
For sure.
So you know,
Yeah,
someone going around with that, you know, doing shots and stuff, handing out the shots.
Yeah,
yeah. Get a
brilliant.
couple shots in me. I'll definitely wear that. But
Yeah.
regularly, the red or black hats, maybe even the winter beanie, I would rock those for sure.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Say
That's
everything's on the table.
Very cool. So we have your additional team in the board council. How did that come to be, and how are you guys finding that relationship?
So Ernest obviously has a mutant and an ape. So I've been working with Ernest on, you know, he's commissioned me to do his ape and mutant and all that. So that's how I got to know Ernest. I've known him for about a year now, and it's funny because I mentioned to John, I really loved working with Ernest, doing stuff for him. He was really nice. He was an attorney, very professional, successful, brilliant. And I was like, I would love to have Ernest on our team. And literally weeks later, he approached us, well, him and Aaron, asking to, you know, they loved STK and they wanted to be our advisors and work with us. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. I just told them I wanted to work with Ernest, and then they came to us. So the way everything worked out was literally
Love that.
just
Fate.
crazy. And yeah, so they approached us and they gave us their ideas how the project could benefit from, you know, us working with them, and we took it from there. And it's been nothing but amazing. So
Manifested it.
I'd say this is a pretty interesting thing. Both John and I pray a lot. We really do. And then we can see how things kind of come together that we could not have planned ourselves. Is that fair to say, John?
100%. That's
I love that.
It was almost a little too weird where I don't even know how to say it, but yeah, the whole Ernest thing was very weird. Like I was talking to John about it, and like he said, we pray about it, and he absolutely
It's in your inbox.
There's some divine intervention. Is that what you're saying here, guys?
That's what I'm saying. That's
Like
exactly what I'm
I
saying.
love it.
I'm a spiritual guy myself.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on the other side. I'm on the Jewish side, not the Christian side, but it's all the same shit, you know.
That's right.
So I'm pretty spiritual with all
that's
that
awesome,
stuff,
man.
and I really truly believe in some of this stuff too. So, you know, I think you got to be in the right place at the right time for some of this magic to work. But when you are, it's not everything is just down to you. Do you know what I mean?
I do, man. And that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I would also say that in our Discord since day one, you know, we've got a little small section in there called, you know, verse of the day, and then we've got a section where we pray for each other, and people come in there with some.
Oh, nice. Let's get some Old Testament in there. Yes.
Yeah, sure. Well, come on in. You know, we're welcome.
I'm coming in.
Well, there's a lot of Old Testament stuff in there.
Yeah, of course. You do both books. I just do the one.
Yeah, we respect everybody's views. So you may be a Buddhist,
of course,
whatever. You know,
I might have to change my Discord name to Rabbi Dr. David Coyne. Really official. You know, lose the day, David, just become really official.
Yeah.
I love it.
Whatever works, man.
It's funny because I'm not a practicing of any religion, but I do honestly find myself going through that section of your Discord and reading the verse of the day.
That's awesome.
I don't know. I just, because I click through and basically look at everything in a Discord, but it just kind of reached me, and I do actually go back and check for that. So I thought that was
right there, man.
I'm getting in. I haven't seen that, so I'm going to
never seen that in a Discord.
Yeah, no, but I love that because sometimes all you need is something to just create that little spark, then it helps. Whether it's, you know, you're having a bad day and it makes you think about something, or it just makes you think about something, and that little seed, that little spark turns into a seed, which then turns into something that you can really nurture, and it grows. So
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant, guys. I love that. I'm so pleased. Thanks for sharing the faith side of it, because that is really awesome. Never actually talked about that on our show before, and a lot of people don't really like to talk about it. But that's brilliant. Well done, guys.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
You know, and being in the space that we're in with people from all over the globe, I mean, I guess maybe that's ties into why it doesn't come up, because there's so many different religions and people are involved with so many different things. But
And
it's
also, we don't want to kind of make things political, and a lot of the
right.
time, it kind of
It
ends
can
up
make it
becoming a little
divisive.
bit.
Yeah.
So
But it
that's why I
seems
think
like
it's good. I feel the best way to spread whatever views you have, like
Yeah.
as long as you I like to spread it through being an example. I don't want to push
Mm.
my feelings on you and
Yes.
say you're wrong, I'm right. I want to lead by example, and then have you come to me wondering why I'm acting, or why I care about you so much, or why, I just want to lead by example and not try to push it on people.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
I actually do have a line. It's not anything biblical, but it's something that I think about quite a lot. It's one of the reasons why I kind of got into the space. So when I was in secondary school, I'm not sure what you'd call that, high school. I did history of art, and there's a really famous. But by the way, being Jewish, I had a painting, kind of a print of Masaccio's Holy Trinity. Not sure how familiar you are with 14th or 15th century Italian Renaissance Christian work, but if you are, it's an amazing piece of work. It was one of the first uses of aerial perspective. But one thing that is really really amazing in this fresco is at the bottom under Christ is a skeleton on top of this
Mhm.
altar, and
Yeah.
there's a Latin inscription that pretty much reads along the lines of "You are now what I once was, and what I am now you will become." And Masaccio did it deliberately so that, bear in mind this was in the 1420s.
What's
For
the name of that
600
piece?
years, people have been going to Florence, to that specific church, seeing that inscription and making them really ponder on their life, on mortality, and what they want out of it. He did that deliberately to make the visitor really think about things. And the fact that
Yeah.
600 years later, those things are still happening and it's within art. That's my little quote.
That's special.
That's cool, man. I know the painting you're talking about there.
Yeah.
What's the
Seen
painting
that, yeah.
called?
It's called The Holy Trinity by Masaccio. And by the way, being a Jewish background, I had that on my wall in my bedroom. You know what I mean? Which wasn't a problem, but it's
Heavy stuff
one of
for
the
your
most.
bedroom.
Pardon?
That's heavy stuff for the bedroom.
Yeah, but that's how I fell in love with art. Doing
Wow.
history of art, and that was one of my favorite pieces because it's so unique. Because they didn't paint like that then.
Right.
They just didn't paint like that then, and the fact that it's still in the same church now. I think Santa Maria Novella in Florence, and it was a commission. And 600 years later, it's still there. I think it's had some work done, and I think it was covered up at one point, and then they found it again. But that's the whole point,
That's
and
crazy.
that's the reason why I loved art and how I got into crypto and realized actually the NFTs are the thing that I really enjoy about Web3, not really the crypto. It all comes from somewhere. So,
Mhm.
but
You
I
know who
always
also
remember.
likes? I know who also likes a bunch of art is R.F. DZI.
RF Dizzy,
Yeah, he
yeah,
posts a lot of cool stuff too.
amazing.
I love Renaissance art, like
Oh,
Leonardo da Vinci,
that.
Michelangelo, all that stuff.
Oh, fantastic! But like the originals, like you were talking about, like the Giotto, Duccio, Masaccio. They're like the original OGs when they were painting with gold leaf for the gold sky. There wasn't blue yet. They weren't painting in blue. It was gold to signify God and how important it is. And then things started to change, and so. But I'm a big Baron. Baron's a massive Renaissance fan as well. I think he did art history as well. And in fact, I told him that line, I quoted that line at Fest, and he went, "Oh, bro, that just gave me goosebumps." And it's really important, I think, how you can kind of weave all these things in. But I often think about that line, and how I got here. So, just wanted to share that.
Yeah,
Perspective
thanks
is
for sharing
everything.
that. Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of art history, John, I wanted to ask what your personal art history is. Are you classically trained? Did you go to a university for it, or are
I
you
didn't
like
go
a
to
self-taught?
school for it at
Yep.
all. I
At
just
all.
I did have art in my family. My grandfather was an artist. My brother dabbled in art a little, but didn't really do much with it. I started off drawing the Sunday comics like Garfield, Calvin and Hobbes, Robot Man. I was drawing that stuff, when I was 5, 6, 7. Then I started
Wow.
getting into Marvel comics, drawing X-Men and Wolverine and all that.
Amazing.
So I just always drew. Every single minute I had, I would just be drawing, and I just taught myself, learned, trial and error. Back then we didn't have YouTube to watch tutorials, so you'd have to order a book and wait 6 weeks for it to be delivered in the mail.
Mm.
I have
Yeah,
a
I was
stack
just
of those
always
books.
drawing. But
Yeah,
I
that's
I
awesome.
will say I think it's in the blood a little because my daughters can draw really well, and like I said, my grandfather. So I think it's definitely in the family.
And you'd say that like pop culture was your main influence?
Yeah. And
Comics.
if you ask my mother, she'd say I went to school for it, but little did she know I went to the gym instead when I should have been at school. So, but I was only there for like 2 months, and I dropped out.
So you went to an art school and just
Yeah,
didn't
but
do it?
we were literally, it was like web design, or I forget color and design, and I was literally cutting out like construction paper and stuff. I'm in college, right? Cutting out construct, and it was just, even the teacher was like, "There's no reason for you to be here," because I was kind of already,
Above
drawing
that
and
level.
already kind of established my own art style, but
That's funny. Well, looking at your art, it seems like you have a great foundation. The color use definitely spoke to me in the collection. I would say like your background color choices are great. They're all like popping.
that was a last minute decision.
Really?
Yeah, they were. I had maybe 7 or 8 gradients,
Yeah.
more muted colors. And for some reason, I put like a bright red behind one. I was like, I kind of like the way that looks. It kind of brought
Yeah.
a lot of Crayola feelings back, like Crayola crayons. And
Yeah.
I don't know, that's kind of sounded weird, but I probably shouldn't have said that. But yeah, I figured the primary colors looked really cool. So
No affiliation with said box of crayons.
yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. It reminded me of the
fine.
marker. It reminded me of the marker packs where you have the bright red, orange, yellow,
Yeah.
green. That's what I meant, I guess.
It's like opening up a pack with the bright colors. I love it. Very cool. Is there any alpha you guys want to share on today's show?
I'm sure if Ernest was here right now, he'd be wanting to give some alpha.
Right.
I would just say something really soon is coming, and it's something that I haven't seen in the NFT space at all. And there's other things that
Another
are
one.
included in it that are also I haven't seen in the NFT space at all. And I think people are really going to go nuts over it because it's a pretty brilliant idea. And I'm just really
Amazing.
excited.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
Awesome.
won't press you too much. Typically, it's the artists and collections that are the ones ready to spill the alpha. So kudos to you for being able to hold that in. But we'll wait.
Yeah, usually I do spill some beans early, but I've disciplined myself not to.
Thanks to WenRolex, I imagine, helping you.
Yeah.
Now, Ernest, actually, you know who it is? Aaron. Aaron doesn't want to give any alpha away at all. Ernest wants to. John, WenRolex wants to. I want to, but I think Aaron's like, no, not yet, not yet.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Master of ceremony over there. Okay.
I mean, it does all go back to the thing about, over deliver, under promise type thing.
Yeah.
We don't want to make a bunch of promises, and we don't want to say anything until right then too. So learn what not to do from seeing it play out in 21 and all the unrealistic
Sensible.
promises that were made when. We definitely have things that will be coming to life that are not currently within a few weeks. So,
how are you guys? Being this is your first launch, how are you finding Apechain as an experience?
love it.
I have no issues with it. That was kind of everyone's asking me. Well, we were posting the STKs for a while. Everyone's like, "When's launch? When's launch?" And we were waiting for Apechain, but yeah, Apechain never announced it yet. So we're like, we have no idea when Apechain. Like, we just wanted to give a date, but we couldn't because we didn't know Apechain was when it was going to launch. But we figured in Lisbon they were going to say something about it or at least announce it. And so everything once again just worked out perfectly. I was aiming for December. I kind of wanted to do December. I didn't want to do 2025. and everything just lined up perfectly.
Fell into place.
Yeah.
Love
So
it.
that was your
Love it.
original intention, was to launch
Sometime
on
before the end of the year, before
Cool.
2025. That was our goal. But you know, up in the beginning of November, or whenever we didn't even know when Apechain was launching. So I'm like, we got 2 months. Hopefully they launch it soon, and they did.
Yeah.
How
I
long
mean, it's
from
so fast and so cheap. You know,
Yeah.
it's almost gasless. It's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Beautiful. Yeah. Perfect
Yeah.
for NFT trading for sure.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I'm getting
Perfect.
culture shock when
Even
I go back to
you know,
ETH.
even you know, sending money and stuff. You know, sending crypto.
Yeah.
You know, you send. It's just. I mean, when you use ETH, and especially when it's impacted by gas, and even when it goes from like 5 Gwei to 35 Gwei, you're like, hell no, I'm not touching Ethereum at 35 Gwei. And we used to
Yeah.
play around when it was like 100, and we're like, fuck, this is going to cost me like $35, $40, $50. Fuck it. And now you go back to ETH and you're like, how is this chain still around? It's
Yeah,
like,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, it's, I mean, of course, because it's like the OG and, you know, of course, but it's just, I mean, for when it's impacted by either, you know, whatever volume is impacting it,
Yeah.
it's like almost unusable because you just don't want to just waste all your crypto.
Right.
And then you have something like Apechain, which is the complete polar opposite. You just think
Pennies per
there needs to
transaction.
be some sort of change because we see it with Bitcoin. You know, when things were pumping there, you'd also be spending, you'd be waiting and watching. Oh, I hope no one picks that up. So I don't want to spend that sort of money on gas. And
Even
you
after
know,
you make your transaction, you're waiting and hoping no one picks it up on you.
Right.
and that's true. Yeah, if they can snipe it, yeah. But yeah, I think Apechain is just revolutionary. You know, the stuff that, you know, works with was it Caldera and things like that and whatnot. It's just yeah, Yugo and the team there, Caldera and stuff, and Apechain done a great job. It makes it so much easier as a builder. You know, I know it's like myself. You know, it's just to mint on chain and things like that. It's so cool. It's so easy.
Yeah. It is.
Are you guys planning? Are you going to be Apechain maxis? You sticking here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely.
Good to see.
Absolutely.
Any other projects that you're working with or excited about?
To be honest with you, I've just been focusing on the STK for now. I've been on X, but I've been working a lot. So I haven't even been looking around too much.
Busy guy. No problem with that. It's good that you're head down working.
Yeah. I got a short time period I got to finish this by, so the anxiety's kind of kicking in. But
What about
gotta
you,
finish
Rolex?
What by John?
what we're working on.
Never mind. I'm just kidding. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I said, what about you? Are there any projects that you're looking to work with or just excited about having on Apechain?
Well, let's see. I mean, like John said, you know, STK is really all consuming right now for
Yeah.
us. But yeah, I'm a big fan. We support other projects. You know, I manage G's and, you know, watching guys. I mean, it's probably the same as all y'all. I mean, the other day I got a couple of Hero the Dog deals. If something pops up, I'm interested in. I'm in. You know,
Yeah.
so I support others on 18 because I want to see it grow too. You know, so
Yeah.
I don't want to be, you know, just all about, you know. So it takes supporting other communities and I want to say everybody.
Yeah.
Succeed, right?
Yep.
Which is the alpha.
So,
Cross community collaborations and things like
Yeah.
that. That is how we grow together.
right.
It's been so strong on Apechain too. I feel like there's a lot of collaboration and shared spaces and people just kind of vibing together, supporting each other's projects. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's seen Rita from G's and just about everyone else's space and sweeping people's floors and taking part in different projects and stuff. So it's really nice to see that this community is forming up tightly. I'm definitely happy to be a part of this.
Absolutely, man.
I just learned how to buy an NFT like in the past couple of weeks, and that's 100% truth. I'm so behind in like the technology side and buying stuff with crypto. Like, I literally didn't even know how to transfer anything till like a month ago, maybe.
Oh wow,
bro! If you need IRL help, hit me up.
I'm into some rotten bananas. There was that, I think, a 12-year-old girl launched.
Yeah.
I got a couple
Yeah.
of those. I got the Jungle Kings,
Yep.
and a couple other ones. But
Cool.
yeah, as of now, I've just been working hard on the STK.
Right.
Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. Excited to see what's to come. Definitely have been happy to be a part of what's been going on. I'll be hanging in the Discord. Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to be here, and I've
thanks,
been having
guys.
a great time.
Yeah, thank you.
Had a really good time. I helped Rambo co-host one of his first spaces because he was just kind of languishing by himself, so hopped in there. Is that Junior? Do I hear Junior in the background?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's coming.
GM Junior.
Do you want to meet my son?
Bring him on.
Come on, then. I'm on with two very important people. So
hello,
Junior.
You can't.
wait, I can't.
You
I can help.
There you go.
Hello.
What's up, Junior?
Hey, Junior. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Nice to
to
meet
meet you, man. Heard a lot of good things about you.
He's heard a lot of good things about you.
Has he?
Yeah, I just told him. Right.
Thank you.
Do you want to go
Good
and
here.
tell Roxy to stop barking?
That's my rock.
That's not Roxy. Okay. I'll see you soon.
Dave has a miniature hellhound who likes to just go off the chain and bark during our show. But he also has a neighbor who leaves their dog outside that barks.
That was the one. I thought it was her, but no, that was the neighbor. Yeah, he's a big fan. He came in, farted, laughed, and that's why, he was cracking up. I don't know if you heard it, but
that's why you went on mute to yell at him.
Yeah.
I'm live recording a show. Could you not come in here, buddy?
I said, you can't come right now. And he just goes,
goodness.
It's kids, you know.
His father's son.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I love it.
You know how it is. So I don't mind. I'd rather him be included in these sort of things. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, bring him in. You know?
Yeah.
Start him young.
This is the way.
Generation.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, you guys, we really appreciate your time. We thank you for coming. We have some other business to discuss from Apechain and everything going on in the community. So you are welcome to stay if you'd like, but we totally understand you guys are busy. So if you want to jump off, also totally fine. We thank you for your time. Thank you. It's been awesome. I'm definitely excited to have you guys on the show and just kind of chopping it up and getting some information out there for the people. So look forward to the next one.
Yeah, you just heard her.
Thanks for having us.
Mate, the two Johns, just an absolute pleasure to finally meet you both. And keep the vibe going, keep building. I can't wait to keep the connection going as well. So thanks for joining us on the Undead Hour Show today, and best of luck.
Yeah,
it's awesome to meet you guys.
Yeah, it really was. Thank you for having us.
Totally.
Our pleasure, man. Round of applause. Round of applause for these two legends.
Hey. And to quote Mr. Aaron Haber, you do not have enough STKs.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it.
Whatever that means. NFADYOR, as always.
That's it.
Word. All right. Dr. Dave, shall we press on?
Yep. We'll press
you had
on.
an exciting week.
Yeah, it's been, well, first of all, today is actually my 1 year anniversary of actually in about 3 hours and 30 minutes was when I picked up my mutant. So it's my 1 year. God. Yeah, my 1 year today. And it's been there's some feedback going on.
What is that?
Maybe sorry. Yeah, let me fix that. Right. Sorry about that.
That's all right. And just fantastic to first of all, I feel like I've been in the space longer I've had my ape longer than 1 year. But it's just an absolute brilliant journey. So that's one massive announcement, that I've had my MAYC for 1 year.
Question. Would it be, Jon Winchell, are you still with me?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be quite a celebration if you got a custom drawing of your mutant?
Ooh.
Are you still taking orders on those, Jon? Are you still doing those?
I am. The time crunch. I can see
him on the spot.
I'll see what I can do.
All right, we'll talk. We'll talk in
They
DMs.
they're literally, the mutant makers are completely redrawn from scratch. Like they're not
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So they can literally take up to like 16, 18 hours per
Oh my lord.
mutant. But if I've done similar traits in the past, I could just grab that trait from an old, a mutant makeover I did, and I can kind of build your mutant. So I'll take a look at it and see what I
All right.
can
Okay.
do.
Yeah. A.F.F put you on the spot, but yeah, we'll talk in DMs.
All right.
But
I totally did, and
appreciate
I
you.
also will be sliding
Yeah,
in your DMs
you-
because
not
I've been
committed
looking
at
at
all.
those forever and
That's fine.
absolutely love them.
Um,
And a zombie would be epic.
But no, one thing that did happen on Thursday, which was the Azuki anime drop, and and in fact, if you were holding G's in your wallets, you would have also been eligible for 2,500 anime per wallet, which was
Should have
actually
split them.
an amazing,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it's an amazing kind of cross-chain reward that Ryder and Allo and Zir and the rest of the team managed to get, because that was something I really wasn't expecting, that
Me
G's
neither.
would have kind of cross-chained to Azuki, which is one of the top projects out there. Not obviously factoring in the floor price drop, but that bit aside, we're
popular,
talking
right.
about the project,
Very
not
popular project, right?
not floor price, but yeah, hugely popular, top blue chip project.
I was
And
really surprised to see that. I thought you were going to be reaping all of the anime as you're in the community and just rubbing my nose in it all week. So I was glad to see that I got
yeah,
a little something,
a little divvy. We'll call it.
divvy.
Don't think that's been used. That term's been used before, so we'll claim it. But yes, but that was cool, and no, obviously I think a lot of people might have Azuki'd in kind of more recently. I know I did also too. Only in the last kind of 2-3 weeks, but I wanted to join the community and then get the allocation. A lot of
You've
people.
had your elemental for some time though, didn't you?
No, only like 2-3 weeks. Same with my beans, but
you bought one. Or maybe we just discussed them a long time ago.
yeah,
I thought you had them for some time.
We're just discussing them,
Okay.
but obviously, a lot of people then dumped and things like that, and obviously that then made the floor price kind of go down to 50, 60, as much as 70%. Obviously, we saw similar things happen with the Pengu drop and Pudges and Little Pudges. I think that only went down to about 50%, but yeah, that was a bit surprising. And obviously, then the token radically dumped as well, because there was a bit of a congestion kind of delay on Arbitrum, and they're using layer 0. I mean, it was only about 11 minutes, and in terms of when they fixed some of the initial errors to claim. But after that 11 minutes, you claimed, and then you were just waiting for like half an hour because there's kind of congestion. And, you watched the market and it came on like 18 cents and there wasn't much movement. And then once after that kind of half an hour and all the wells got their, allocations or whatever, then you started to see it just rapidly go from, 18 cents to like 10 cents in I think it was like a couple of minutes.
Right.
And I hadn't had mine come through yet. So that was a bit of a shame to see. But, I think people, we saw this, with Pengu and Magic Eden and things like that. I think people, the reason people come into these communities and what they decide to do with those allocations is up to the individual. Some just need to take profits. Some just want to stay and see where things are going and where things are building. For me, I've still got my allocation. It was exactly what I was expecting. So there was kind of no major surprises or disappointment, because I'm quite new, so I wasn't gonna turn it into millions. So I'm holding, because I'm looking forward to seeing what happens on Anime Chain and the kind of anime stack roadmap that they're rolling out. At the end of the day, anime fandom is 1 billion plus user base in a $30 billion market. So, and the token's now live on, I think, 5 or 6 centralized exchanges. You know, we're talking like Bybit and Upbit and Binance. You know, to get onto Binance, you know, to appear in that top 50 is really difficult. So that's where you know you stand crypto.com as well. So that's where you'll start to see normies come in, because they're the avenues that we got in. You know, Coinbase and crypto.com and Binance, and they'll see who are fans. You know, huge volume of fans who love anime and will pick it up, and they'll go on to Google and type in, you know, anime crypto and see what's going on. And they've got anime.com, and you know, there's lots of stuff cooking. And I'm just, you know, enjoying the art. I think the anime art is amazing, and the team are fantastic, and the community are brilliant. And so, you know, this is you know, essentially a free claim, although actually there is some small fee you pay, I think, as part of the contract. That kind of just changes it from a free airdrop to more than you kind of buying something. I think it's some sort of tax thing, tax benefit. But I'm not talking about gas. There's something actually, I think, in the contract that's designed to kind of help with that. I heard it on a space yesterday.
Interesting.
But yeah, very interesting. But you know, people do what people do, and they'll get in, they'll get out, and market will react. But you know, I'm in Web3 for long term. You know, we're not even really entering the bull market yet. You know, things are just slowly bubbling away. So I'm really looking forward to seeing where things go. Yep. But yeah, I have to say the claim animation they did, what that video was just insane with the drum bass cooking. Yeah.
They had you at drum and bass, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, you know, they're using Chase and Status tune. I mean, it was just
Is that what it was?
Brilliant. I mean, probably the best claim video I think I've ever seen. It's very unique.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I mean, it says it's going to take 2 to 3 minutes for this claim, and this wild video starts playing really cool, flashing through basically the collection at first, just different traits, and but then it cuts into events, and then there's animations and a little cartoon. It was very cool, very well done. I like it. It
was very, very cool, very well done.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna hop off.
Okay, John.
Thank
buddy.
you for joining us, dude.
Thank
we
you,
really
guys.
appreciate you.
Thanks.
Oh, it's our pleasure. We'll see you soon.
Stay trashy.
Stay trashy.
Cheers.
Laters. This is good, actually. We'll see what it's like when people are watching this live. You know, people popping in and out, but yeah, it's all good.
Who knows? Maybe Ernest will show up now.
Yeah, never know. That'd be awesome. Ernest to show up. Our orange background brother. But yeah, you know, I think everyone should be allowed to take profits. What I did actually I didn't like were people in the garden Discord I kind of never seen before, and they were trash talking, and that's never nice. And trash talking the team, and you know, just producing FUD. You know, it's like we've seen things before in some of the communities we're in. You know, just FUD and you know, just sentences you don't need to talk about when you're just in it for the money. But the real fam, you know, they showed up and it was a great experience. And you know, long term, you know, just when you see, you can't just rely on market. You know, you've got to rely on roadmap and those sort of incentives in terms of building and the community. You know,
I mean, I took a look at it. Obviously, because you had been telling me about it, and at that point I kind of felt priced out as things had already started to move. But like you said, I mean, being part of such a large industry segment within the industry, you know, I mean, there's a lot of possibility there, and how they kind of ingratiate themselves into that space is going to be the determining factor of how everything goes. But I mean, like, talk about an opportunity to onboard. If you are able to connect this Web3 element with the Azuki and the anime token and the, you know, whatever they have rolling out in their roadmap, that's going to go directly to Web2, where it's, you know, people who are involved in just comics and cartoons and anime as a whole. I mean, I think that provides a large user base to onboard. So that's really exciting. And I think that they're really tapping into something with their art and how they plan to build it out. So
I couldn't agree with you more. And you know, they've got a couple of partnerships going. I'm trying to bring up the name of it because I don't want to pronounce it incorrectly. But it's one of the largest and most well known anime production studios. That's how their current kind of Enter the Garden anime episodes. They've rolled out one, and the second one is coming out, I think, on the 2nd of February. I'm just going to actually I need to get this up, so I don't want to make a mistake in what I'm about to say. But the fact that they have already made anime which is as good as some of the anime that I've watched on Netflix just shows the type of project they are, and also the partnerships they've got going with these anime production studios. It's just phenomenal. And the anime token is essentially the economy. Anime Chain's native coin will be anime, same way that Apechain's native coin is Apecoin. It works exactly the same way. So I think it's so brilliant just to see a project like that. They're one of the most popular L1s out there. It's what can I say? Azuki is Azuki. So I'm really pleased to join the garden. So
Cool.
It's
That's
really,
exciting.
really cool.
I mean, and I'm glad to hear you have like a positive experience. I mean, as far as like a token generating event, people are gonna do what they're gonna do. They're reaping their rewards. They're selling. I mean, that's gonna happen. And you see always people who are just like, there's this entitlement that comes out, and they want their tokens, and they want them now, and they want to cheat them, and they'll say anything they can. I mean, I tried to connect and I got an error, and I didn't go straight to X and say, you fucking assholes. It was like, hold on, let me do this again. Sometimes this system is obviously being flooded with thousands of people at the same time. I think they called
it like an anti-bot mechanism.
Right.
These things were designed so that you just wouldn't have huge issues. And 11 minutes to fix the issue, that's not so bad when you've got tens of thousands of people trying to claim.
Right. I mean, how many dollars value was given away yesterday? I mean, like, of course people were friggin' flooding that system. So it's to be expected, I think. And of course those people are going to come out, but your overarching impression of the community as a whole and your experience as a whole has been very positive in our communications. And you said they're very welcoming and inclusive, and it's been like a great group to be a part of. So it's nice to see them do something for their community as they're building, and to continue to build it out.
I mean, that's the other thing. No community has to award their holders with a token. No community needs to do that. If you like the art and you want to rock it as your PFP and you want to join the dope community, you buy the NFT. You don't have to get something else. So the fact that they did is only a good thing. And some of this, for the people that really stacked Azuki OGs and elementals and worked their way through to getting the emblems and these special traits, they got special badges, and and they got a better allocation. Some of this was life-changing money for people. That's not a bad thing. Even if you sold at the bottom, it'll be still life-changing for some people. So I don't see anything wrong with that. They've got Fractured Reflections, which is episode 2, coming out of Enter Their Garden.
What's that?
Which is their anime series.
Okay.
They've already got the first episode out, and you can go and watch that at azuki.com, or you can watch it on their YouTube. And cool. I'm just gonna just bring this up, so I've just forgotten The Waiting Man. That's what episode 1 of Enter the Garden is called, or The Waiting Man. It's like a 8-9 minutes anime episode, just fantastic.
Very cool.
And Fractured Reflections coming out, I think, on the 2nd of February. But you just double check that. I mean, this is amazing stuff, and you can be part of that community, rocking these awesome PFPs. No matter the floor price, if you like things, you like things, and I'm really quite bullish on seeing where things are going to go with the project from henceforth, because they have such a huge they call it a anime stack on their roadmap of things. And
they have the whole series plotted out already.
Well, the End of the Garden is just part of that stack but they've got a roadmap of things. I can't tell you what it is now. I need to get it up, but it's on Azuki.com and on the official profiles, and it's
That's
really
okay.
exciting. Metaverse and engaging Web 2 and IP utilization and the infrastructure they're using and the whole anime economy to kind of wrap that kind of wraps around it and things like that, and tapping into anime fandom and culture and events even more, and Web 2. So it's
Are
cool. It's brilliant.
are holders, community members able to get their IP included in what's being created?
Some have, yeah. Some have. This one Azuki holder has his espresso bean coffee, his brand in the Wandering Man.
So he
and
used one of the Azuki beans, the espresso
the Waiting Man, sorry.
skin form, whatever, and created his own company
Yeah.
based off that. And
I think
that's featured. That's cool.
Yeah, so that's I think that's Sansa espresso shot, which
There's
is
a good use of IP, huh?
yeah. I mean, what's it? Delivering Web3 news cross chain. That was, I think, made into a like a coffee can in this vending machine.
Interesting.
It's really cool stuff, and
That is cool.
you own the IP as well. Very very similar to how the IP ownership of apes and mutants and things. And yeah, I was just really really excited to be part of yesterday. Get the allocation that I had kind of predicted it would have been, kind of value wise, and I'm looking forward to seeing where things are. Pardon?
You were spot on with that. We had talked about it earlier in the week, and you said I was going to get blase blah, and it turned to be that. So.
Yeah, and it's not life changing money. It's a decent stimmy, decent divvy.
Well, you're relatively new to the project, and you hold a couple of assets. I mean, that's a great reward for a new member to the community. Do
you know what I mean? No matter what you entered in, no matter what you bought at, I bought at that price because I really wanted to join.
Yeah.
I had some liquidity from other airdrops. I knew anime was coming, so I wanted to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
That was my decision. I should have aped into Azuki November, if not before, last year.
Last time we talked about it, which was last year for sure.
But I didn't, because I didn't have the liquidity.
Sure.
I only got the liquidity because of the other airdrops. So, it is what it is. It's all, personal timing, individual timing. And I also wanted to join the Bored Ape Yacht Club. That was my goal.
Yeah.
So, that was my focus. And and that took a year, 10 months to pay off. So you gotta prioritize these things.
For sure.
But yeah, it was super dope and lovely community. As welcoming as when I became an ape.
Sick.
And I haven't had that welcoming since I joined the Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Yeah.
So nice, I have joined other communities.
Yeah, exactly.
And I haven't had that.
Say is there's
until
I know there's other communities out there who
I'm not going to mention it, but it just the polar opposite. When I became an ape and got my mutant, unbelievable welcome. And
biggest post of my timeline.
Yeah,
like if you go and look at metrics, you can just see a giant spike. Like there's a day I bought my mutant. There's the day I bought my second mutant.
Yeah,
it's very clear.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then so to get that same welcome from Azuki, which is a completely different ecosystem, but just as brilliant, just as dope, because they're so unique. You got the best club on the internet, the Bored Ape Yacht Club, and the entire ape ecosystem, and all the just crazy, addictive, cultish vibes, and all the art and all the events that go with it. And then you have something just as amazing, but completely separate, instilled in anime and manga, and they do some brilliant events as well. And I'm actually going to one in Paris during NFT Paris, Azuki EU. So I'm really looking forward to meeting people a couple hopefully I've met before, others I've never met before, and just enjoying that vibe. And yeah, it's well, I said before, diversification is the proclamation. It's good to diversify, and
well, you're a huge community guy, Dave. Like you thrive on meeting new people and finding out about them and making those connections that we were talking about earlier. So I think like you're so good at integrating yourself within a community when you meet people and really like rooting out your people and making those connections. So I mean, as I watch you join your communities and grow your profile and everything, it's been a lot of interesting people have come out of the woodwork to me, like people that I didn't know that you're bringing to my awareness because you're joining these communities. And, oh, dude, you got to meet this guy. You know, he does this. It's been very interesting. Are you finding like cross project people who are you seeing like a lot of mutants or apes within the Azuki community as well, or is this like a whole group of different people?
Yeah, and that was the most surprising thing.
Yeah,
you know, apes are so welcome in the garden, and in fact, as a result of people, you know, swapping some of their anime to ETH at the right time yesterday, I've seen so many new Azuki members pick up mutants.
Oh yeah,
and that's also brilliant. So this whole cross community pollination has been brilliant. But yeah, when I entered the garden, I saw Waldo in there. You know, I mean, Baloo's obviously been there for a long while, but you know, I see like Zir changes PFP, and even Baloo changes PFP to his OG and things like that. There were so many apes who are in Azuki as well, and that was so amazing to see and so welcomed. And it was you can just kind of tell, I think, the type of person when they join, who are in it really because they really love the fandom and anime. You know, I've been watching anime since the 90s. The stuff definitely I was way too young to see, but they were like in a hotel room, and I was sharing with my sister and son. I was watching, you know, that TV at 1 o'clock in the morning when I shouldn't have been because we were away. And you know, on Channel 4, there's fucking mental manga thing on with blood everywhere, and it was just, and you know, and sexual stuff as well. And you're like, what the fuck is this? This is amazing. And you just get hooked into it. And then, you know, now I'm about to be 43, and I watch so much anime and so much manga and things like that. And I don't read comic books or anything like that. Never have done really.
I do.
But you know, moving pictures, that is where it's at. And I absolutely adore you know, anime. I've watched so much on Netflix, you know, even in just in the last kind of 18 months. And Blue Eye Samurai, you know, for example, how amazing was that? I mean, just
so visually insane. That one, oh my god, that was such a good series.
Just
the art, I could watch it with the sound. I mean, it's great. I could watch it with the sound off though. It's just so amazing. The art is top tier in that. Absolutely loved it.
But I mean, even I just watched another one called Blood as Zeus again. So it's still anime, but it's kind of the whole you know, Greek god kind of mythology.
Oh yeah, okay. Blood of Zeus.
Also brilliant. But there was another one that I also saw, and I actually sent it to Lena because I knew she liked it. Let me get it up. Hang on. This was. I'm going to try and find it. I'm just searching on Discord. Where is it?
I've been diving into like Secret Level, which is put out with someone from Love, Death and Robots.
I love that series.
Yeah, one of the chief producers, if I remember correctly, took a part in this series called Secret Level, which is similar to Love, Death, Robots. It's each episode is a different subject matter.
Is also quite short, like kind of 10-15 minutes.
20 minutes, something like that. But these are actually based around video games from our youth. So each one has a different theme, and it's not like strictly tied to that storyline or anything like that, but that is like the foundation of each episode. Very cool.
I'm gonna check it out. It's called Twilight of the Gods. Excuse me, Twilight of the Gods. It's all Norse mythology, and it's about what's his name? Thor, right?
Nice. Yep.
Who's an absolute twat. But the anime in that, and it's actually, I mean, you just watch the first kind of scenes, like, you there's sex stuff in it. You're like, what? That escalated like immediately.
Yeah.
But it's so good. And so, when you're in when you have these hobbies, and one of my hobbies has always been to watch really cool TV shows and films. Always have done.
Yeah.
Where I used to collect a load of DVDs and videotapes as well. So
You still have them?
some of the DVDs, yeah. VHS, no, they all went. Yeah,
I got rid of all mine.
but the DVDs are, yeah. Like Zatoichi is one of my favorite. It's not anime. It's a actual life moving picture samurai film called Zatoichi, with this amazing actor, producer, director, comedian, Takeshi Kitano, also known as Beat Takeshi.
Yep.
It's just one of my favorite films, one of my favorite samurai films, and I like to watch those films in Japanese with subtitles. So,
nice.
but you can tell the sort of people that really love that whole thing. They're in Azuki. I completely get it. So,
That's cool.
it's nice. It's nice joining these other communities, and just by joining, you don't just have to stay in one community. You can join other communities. Doesn't mean then you're betraying these other previous communities. You're just expanding. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you just become a bit of a maxi, not necessarily in terms of the number of assets you hold, but as in your passion for it. And you become a bit of a maxi across these, these projects and these other communities. So, yeah.
You're an NFT maxi.
Yeah, but it stems back from, like I said, with the two Johns, why I got into this, way back when in secondary school, doing history of art, or art history, as you guys call it over the pond.
Either way,
art is art. Art is art. You're going to like it no matter what. And when something, really hits, you're going to want to get involved. You know what I mean? It's hard to resist.
Yeah. Because I'm, also grew up with cartoons, comics. I mean, like Aeon Flux was one for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
then they make that into a shit film. With
or they are.
Yeah. No, wasn't it?
I don't know if I've seen it.
Blonde Australian actress.
Charlize Theron.
Yeah. Wasn't she in Aeon Flux?
Did Aeon Flux a movie? Yeah. I don't know. I've only watched the illustrated versions.
Yeah, I remember getting that a pirate DVD way back then and watching it.
Yes, it was Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
Oh, 2005? Maybe I have seen that.
Yeah, it's long time ago.
Apparently not enough to stick in the old memory, though.
But the fact then Jeeves did a token claim collab with Azuki, that I couldn't believe.
Yeah.
I was so impressed to see that.
I was very surprised.
So surprised. I didn't know they were working on that. Not why would even we have known, but like to do that cross collab, because Jeeves has always been an Apechain. Yep. Azuki is on Ethereum, and obviously the claim was on Arbitrum. But the fact that they did that, because even then when we spoke, that was still like $220 if you sold it.
Yeah,
that's an amazing allocation. Like
that's
insane.
That's just a perk for being a G,
right? They didn't.
Like, I'm not an Azuki community member. I haven't even been in the Discord.
Reader and the team did not have to do that.
Yeah,
and if you're holding G's across multiple wallets, that's $220 per go.
Yeah.
So that was really amazing. But the fact that, because Apechain is so new and the G's is so new, but Azuki is not.
Yeah.
And the fact that Reader and the team decided to bridge it together.
Yeah.
As a surprise as well. Honestly, mate, I was so impressed. I messaged Reader and said it was the best reward I've ever seen, quite frankly. One of the best things we're going to see this year, frankly, to do something like that for the G's community.
Who knows what we're going to see from that community, because he is truly the champion of Apechain. I mean, my guy was phenomenal. In spaces nonstop.
Yeah, I know. He's a machine. He works really hard.
Yeah, he's grinding. He's working with Wong. He's working on G's. He's in spaces on the regular. He's doing giveaways. He's helping push other people's projects. I mean, like, He's really
Yeah, he's a
going in.
machine.
I love to see what he's doing. Completely support that project. We'll continue
Yeah.
holding those G's for
Yeah.
certain.
They pay dividends. They really are. You know,
And he's got a great sense of humor. He dropped G's nuts on us. I mean, you know, he likes to have fun. He's happy
Yeah.
to be in the space. His
he's
personality
very
is
happy.
very
He's very
charismatic.
happy.
Yeah, he's jovial all
And
the time. He
generous.
jokes and
I
generous.
tell you, he's a great guy to party with. Well, I have done a couple of times.
I heard he was
in real
buying the
life.
rounds. Yeah, totally.
He's buying the rounds and other things, and very
Everybody,
generous guy.
everybody said the nicest things about him that met him IRL.
So nice. He likes being happy. So and he likes making other people happy.
Better person in for as the face of Apechain, I guess, or at least the voice of it. So
and one of the faces of Yuga as well. You know, he won the B&W competition. He was on the stage at A.F.F.
Yeah.
You know, next to
he did Mutant
next to
renders.
Gaga.
He's doing Macy's. He did Hound renders. He did Coda renders. I mean, this dude is head down working.
Yeah.
So total success story coming from the ecosystem. Whereas he started doing these renders early on and has built out a team doing it, and then pivoted to starting his own project. I mean, this dude he's really, really setting trends. So very excited to see that. Very appreciative for that. That was super cool of him to do, and proud to be a G.
Me too. Always. I've got 3 badass Gs.
Me too.
So I did sell one, which was a trippy laser beam, because I couldn't resist the FOMO on gobs.
Oh, you flipped a G for a gob?
Yeah. Okay. And I mean, there are so many times I could have bought, as we've discussed, and I just didn't for whatever reason. But the FOMO was too.
You and me both.
I know.
I watched those things from fucking nothing all the way up and was just like.
Shall I tell you the reason why? It's because, you know, so much in Apecoin just really falls quite quickly. There's like a just the
rapid pace.
Like, you know, there's a 15-8 minute and bang, it's like 3-8, 2-8, 1-8, 0, less than 0, and it's like you know, and you can't catch everything. And I didn't actually have like loads of Apecoin at that time. I can't remember the reason why, because I probably bought something else that just didn't work out very well. And I was like, oh, do I spend 69? You know, Ape on this. Oh, I don't know.
7 when I first saw it,
mate. And I saw it 60 and 90,
and then it was like very quickly up to 70, and I was like, it's gonna go back down to 7 tomorrow, and then it was like 2,000.
Right, but because it was Christmas and I'd switched off and I was spending time with the family,
too.
I didn't know who it was. I didn't know it was James. You know, head of development at Yuga.
Yeah.
That
would have been great information to know.
I had no idea. I was like, oh, okay, something else that's going to go, you know, to 0 or thereabouts. How wrong was I? And then the FOMO was too great because, you know, Jesus, the face of Apechain, Monkeys is like also the face of Apechain, and I've got to say, Gobs is also the face of Apechain. It's one of those things where you just can't stop momentum, and some of these things just cook. And
Monkeys is not the face of Apechain.
Well, many people would say that it is the face of Apechain.
Maybe for like a minute, like a long time ago.
Yeah, but Dim would say that. But okay, Monkeys were the face of Apechain for a very long while. But G's is right up there, and Gobs are up there. And I definitely paid, you know, more than I should have done for Gobs. But I'd also made from my flip of the G, which I did really pretty well on. And I was like, fuck it, the FOMO is too great. I've always wanted if I was going to have a Gob, I wanted the banana, you know, trait.
That's a cool trait. Yeah, that
because I don't think that's going anywhere either. Do your own research, not financial advice, but you know, it's kind of leveled out and it's high. You know, there's G's
what are
price.
They at these days? I know that
it was. I think it might even be more than G's.
They said specifically, yeah, it is. It's currently a 714 ape floor.
What's G's at? 600.
600.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So, and the difference between G's and Gobs is there is no roadmap for Gobs. There is nothing else coming.
Nothing.
You know, there's nothing else. You know, if you want to do some sort of partnership with Gobs and Ape, you have the contract address, you have all the information publicly available on chain. James has said that, but you can see it's just got this huge kind of almost like CryptoPunk status. Do you know what I mean? I have to say, regarding CryptoPunks, you know, I've been in the space for 3 years. I didn't know until and I think I did recognize it, but I'd completely forgotten about it. You can only buy and sell CryptoPunk on a special CryptoPunk
CryptoPunk platform.
app, right? On a special CryptoPunk website.
Yep.
And I had completely forgotten about that because you see it on Magic Eden and you think, okay, obviously you can pick it up from there. No, it's obviously listed there, but you can't buy from there. And obviously we all saw what happened with that guy, and he made a bit of a mistake with the whole bidding thing. Terrible stuff. Heart goes out to him because I was reading it. And I was then reading the breakdown today by Quit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, now I can understand how someone would make that mistake, even though no one has ever made that mistake. This poor guy did, probably because he never used it before and kind of presumed this is what you had to do. And obviously now they've made big changes so that it doesn't happen again. Visual aid, so you won't make that mistake. But God, that was terrible stuff.
Unfortunate circumstance.
Oh my God,
sure. I didn't like either side of the equation where people are like, well, you're fucking dumb and you should have done that. I was
awful
like,
things to say to him. I mean, the fact that he came out and said this is what's happened, and then
it wasn't like it was his first NFT.
No, but first time using the CryptoPunk trading.
Right, of course. I probably would have had somebody holding my hand through that adventure personally.
Well, he lost, was that 130
160K?
160K.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Anyway, but the gob's almost like that kind of CryptoPunk status, so we'll see. But on Apechain, CryptoPunk on Apechain. Everything is obviously a lower value on Apechain for now.
For now.
But
I'm holding my G's though, baby, because I see a lot of potential there. I mean,
mate,
the Bored Ape of Apechain.
Yeah, they are unbelievable. They're unique. The art's unique. The utility's unique. The perks are unique.
The team is fucking fun. The team is a bunch of talented individuals. They're
insane, man.
I just can't say enough nice things about them, honestly.
And they're genuine. And I know
that's why.
I don't know Zir that well, but I know Alo very well. I know Rita pretty well. Yeah. It's they're just so nice. Very trustworthy. Yeah. I think they are. So
we've seen Leo from the
Leo
Mutant
as well.
Is working with their spaces. Yeah, I am Poppy working on spaces with them. It's been a good time. They're putting in a lot of good work.
Respect for Leo because
absolutely, my guy grinds. Yeah. He's doing a lot in the space. I mean, he's full time in his day job, but then he also is involved with G's. He's an SSC member in the Mutant Cartel. He pops in on spaces with us. He filled in for you last week when I did a Twitter space.
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah, appreciate you doing a live X space.
It was kind of fun. I wish you were there. Honestly, we should do that every once in a while. Impromptu. It was nice to have a couple people hop on stage and just see the hearts and the thumbs and stuff.
Yeah, we're going to do some more. Yeah.
Shout out Luca Grunt because he always says I want to be on the show. So
yeah, we'll get him on. We're going to get him on. We're going to get him on video.
We've been talking.
We'll dox that motherfucker. Sure.
Yes, we will. I mean, he can wear a mask if he has to, but he's coming on.
Yeah, he can just switch his video off.
Yes, we need a new recording of a. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And
then lastly,
the Mutant Cartel.
Yeah. Lastly, is that
the Mutant Cartel?
Yeah,
we've had some announcements. For the Mutant Cartelians in the space, it has been a long road. It has been a long journey. Dr. Dave and I have both got a little gray in our beards over the time.
Definitely grayer.
Yeah, you're definitely grayer.
Look at that.
I'm getting a couple.
It's almost like Santa, right? Look at that.
Is yours? It's the longer mine gets, the more gray you see. So you got to keep it trim.
It's great when it's short.
But anyway, mine's not. Mutant Cartel made some announcements this week. Something we have been waiting for a good long time. Fusion is kicking off. What is Fusion, you might ask? This is quite literally the creme de la creme. This is the top tier collection from the Mutant Cartel. This is the pinnacle of what they've been building. They, if you haven't been paying attention, have created this long-term gamed mechanism to move you through their tiers of collections. It started with oaths and collars. which you're able to burn your collar to get a hound. Then you burn hounds to get fusion materials. And now you're going to combine your fusion materials with your oath. And those will give you the fused hounds. This is more of a PFP style of hound, where it's a bipedal figure that sits upright and you just get a bust, as opposed to a four-legged hound. So there is definitely a little more PFP ability with this, but this is bringing, all of the lore together from the cartel to create a whole new collection with some throwback to their old traits and forms and skins, as well as some throwback to Macy Basie, where you'll see some traits inspired from them, such as like a punk jacket. The
Maybe
art,
a party hat. What do you reckon?
maybe a party hat.
Maybe a party hat. That'd be nice.
What we really need for Fat Man would be multicolored grills. My guy is screaming from the hilltops for multicolored grills, and the cartel really has captured some amazing gemstone like qualities in their grills on the hounds. So I'm really hoping that he does manifest that and speak that into reality, because that would just be epic. I mean, the topaz grill, the obsidian grill, their gold grills are just like so top tier. So I would absolutely love to see that one. But really, I'm really excited about this. There's 4 major forms where there are Reapers and Ironbound, as well as Berserkers and Juggernauts, which tie into the lore of the Black Soot Darkwing side of things. And additionally, there is an Awakened form, which will be the top tier forms. And those are created using a canopic jar, which was airdropped to VIP holders about a year and some change ago. And those give you the guaranteed grails. Not that there won't be grails in the other collection, but these are the guaranteed grails. 328 top in the collection out of 5K, which the collection is aimed to be. And those will be your golds, probably like your ritual robes, all of these, and they're one of ones too. Essentially, they're not specifically held to those 4 forms that I mentioned earlier. So we've seen a bunch of art drop, showing the different traits, the different forms. We're
New
seeing
website.
new. Oh my god, I didn't get to that yet, but the new website is
Brilliant.
crazy.
Yeah,
I
the art that
love
John did
it.
on that, brilliant.
So
John
good.
McTavish, shout
John
out.
McTavish, yeah.
Brilliant.
The team has been grinding. As you know, I'm also a member of the SSC, which is the steering committee for the Serum DAO, which is also coming out from Mutant Cartel. And some people think that I get all this privy information, but I've not seen that website. So when they dropped the announcement and I clicked on it, I was totally blown away. Had those feelings again, like we had more than a year ago. Just it brought back the excitement to see, like, wow, they've really been working hard in the background. They're putting together some beautiful art. They're tying it into their website. It's like a nice laid out scrolling experience, and it moves and changes as you go through it. And
Yeah,
it
the dynamics are
explains.
nice.
Yeah, it's
On the transitions.
beautiful. I can't wait to see the mechanisms for burning and kind of how that rolls out. I'm sure that is going to be some top tier stuff. And I'm just really excited for it. I mean, the cartel has delivered top tier art across the board every time. Their deliverables have been just exceeding my expectations. Timelines have been lengthy. We've all been here, but it doesn't really bother me, as everything they turn out has been up to par. So I'm here for it. I'm willing to wait. The community's been great. We vibed in the bear while the team was building in the bear, and we managed to build a lot of relationships and friendships. Hi, you see one here, it's us. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting time for the cartel, Dave. I mean, there's everything's coming to fruition, like kind of in a condensed timeline now. All the stuff they've been building for 3 years is finally ready to deliver. So we're going to see this fusion that's going to line up with the DAO. Then the DAO is going to be formed, and then the community members can come in and take part in how this Mutant Cartel world is built out. So they have some interesting mechanisms coming. whereas you're able to as far as voting's concerned, there's a mechanism built in to sort of counterbalance whales, whereas whales historically in DAOs, because they're able to just go in and have heavy bags that they can swing around, and it makes a lot of impact in voting. So you'll see some favoritism and claimed nepotism within these things, whereas people are only hooking up their friends because they can sway the votes. So there is a reputation system that the cartel has built out that gives you points and a voting multiplier based off of not just your assets, but additionally your contributions to the space, your IRL event attendance, showing up for their spaces, for their town halls, etc. All of these things are clocked and add points to what you receive. So being an active community member will reward you and increase your holdings. So I'm really looking forward to this. I think they've been thinking a lot. I mean, this was in the plan 3 years ago. So I know that this is a very well thought out mechanism on the backside of things with the steering committee. I've had some great conversations with the team members. I'm really excited to see the stuff that they're building out and excited to take part in it. I'm excited to see what the community brings to it, Dave. I think that there's some people within our ranks that have some really interesting ideas, some for the direction of the community, some for things specifically for the community. So I think there's a lot of opportunity within the DAO for people to do some fun, creative stuff. Hearing some whispers and getting some DMs already. Looking for feedback on stuff. So
cool.
I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. And
I'm looking forward to seeing the final result.
Yeah,
definitely.
We haven't seen skeletal or zombie fused hounds yet, which obviously Dr. Dave and myself are very patiently waiting for. I will be swapping everything I get that's not a zombie for a zombie. As you know, we've seen a couple cool forms though. There was hyena reaper, if I remember correctly, or maybe it was a cheetah reaper, but spots on a reaper. So this tells me that there will be zombie reapers, and that just makes me happy.
Yeah. Have to wait and see. End of the quarter.
Lots coming. Coming. Additionally, let me not misquote this. There is a town hall. Where is it? Announcements, probably. This 1 p.m. on the 26th.
Okay.
So 2 hours ago it happened.
Yeah.
Tune in. Damn, I'm gonna have to tell you guys that somewhere else. But hopefully you tuned in for that, and if you didn't, we'll have notes for you next week for sure.
Cool. Well, look, we have doubled our time today.
Did we do a 2-hour show?
2 hour, almost come up 2010. So
oops, we went over. My bad.
That's all right. We're chatting to some legends and talk about some legendary stuff, so it's worth it. I think we should wrap up and
let's call it a show. That's number 10, baby. We're in the
10.
double digits. High five, bro.
Love it.
Let's go. Yeah. The train keeps rolling.
The train keeps rolling. People keep listening. We'll keep spinning down the mics. That's just the way we do it.
Thank you. Yes.
So thanks for the journey. Still, season 2. This is episode 10 of the Undead Hour Show with me, Dr. Dave, and my boy
A.F.F. Thank you for tuning in.
We'll see you on the other side.